Yeah, welcome back. So today we're just going to be creating tracks, or the small section of the tracks, and keeping what we want and throwing out what we don't want. Yeah, so the first thing I like to do is go into control options, go down to keys, and then create the smart keys, fast keys, sorry. And I programmed in a split track at this point as an F2, and I've also programmed in edit track control E. So to do this, you just grab one that you want, and then you just go to add it. This one's already in there. We'll find one that isn't, and then we can just so say we did want the relief on, we could do control plus say 3, and then just press OK, and then that one would be programmed in. Let's get rid of that one. We don't need to know that. Yeah, so you can program in, or you can you can make all your own fast keys in here, so long as it's on this side here. Alright, so we're going to start off with the first day's activities from my last trip. And as you can see, this will probably go all the way back into Sydney, which it does. So the first thing we want to do here is go in and go into tools, and then reduce the amount of points. When we have a look here, you can see here that the nodes are very close to one another. Great for high resolution, terrible for old devices like my old iPad, or even the Galaxy iPad, basically because they're 7-year-old iPads, and they really struggle opening up files with lots and lots of nodes. You know, it'd be very easy to get to 70, 80, 100,000 nodes in one track log. So yeah, so the first thing I like to do is go down to tools, reduce the number of points, and so say 15,000. So let's just make that say probably around 400. And as you can see here now, you can see there's a lot less nodes. Not as high a resolution, obviously it's missing all the corners and bends, but it's enough for me. You could go in and fix up the few spots if you really wanted to, but for the purposes of this, this is good enough for me. And I really want to reduce those nodes. I don't want to have too many. So what we're going to do is throw all the data out here. So we're going to go F2, which is going to split our track by lap. Okay, and now we've got two separate sections to the track. So this pink section here we don't want, so we can come down here and select the pink and just basically press delete. So that first section of it's gone. Now we're just left with the bit that we want, and that's pretty much it. It's ready to go. So you can just go save as, and we're going to call that lap 1. Okay, so we've got lap 1. So now we can bring in our second stage, which will be here. And we're going to reduce the amount of nodes. So we've got 4,000. So let's just call that say 250. Just go in and have a quick look. Yeah, that seems fine. We'll fix this one up in a minute here. I'll show you how. We'll basically be just deleting that, so we can go in and have a look at all the nodes here, and we can also repair it as well if we feel like we've got an afternoon of so we could go in here and repair this section. Obviously I've gone the wrong way on the track. Anyway, we'll be deleting all that in a minute anyway. So that's fine, so we'll just finish editing that, come in here, and we want to grab that spot there, press F2 again, and we're going to split it into a lap, and we'll come over here, come to this point here, and we're going to do another F2, split that one, come out here. We'll take this one all the way out to the end, and we're just going to delete that track log there. And as you can see here, we'll come in here and we'll go Control E, and we can move that node to that point there so it precisely lines up. Get that one sitting right on top, and come back here and we'll grab this one. Oh, we want to get rid of this red section, so we want to get rid of the red line. Press delete and come into this one here, go Control E. Might move it from Control E to something else. Move that node there, go Control E again and turn that off. And as you can see here, we've already started to make the sections. And we'll go in here and go Control E again, and we'll move that node down to this point here, and we'll move this node up to here, and then that way it'll join nicely. Go Control E again, turn that off. This is a good little camping spot down here in the valley. It says camping area here. It's right in the middle of a road, so you can see here I've driven up the road up and down a few times. So what I'll do, I'll just go Control E and just try and get rid of some of these. So we'll move these around a bit there so we get a nice unified track log through there. We can actually add some on. So I just hold the Control key down and that actually adds nodes in as well. You've got to remember what side of it. So if I click here and then press Control, you can see it's adding it to this side. If I press this one, it's always the one after. Sometimes I want to go to the one before, but I've got to remember to so if I want to put one out here, I could, and then bring that one back in. We don't want it on the straight line, but move this one up to the corner if I really wanted to. And then yeah, that's pretty much done. So we'll go Control E, turn that off again, and yep. So now we'll turn on the next day, which will be the next. So this was 3 days. Now we'll go back to the last day, which will be this line here, which is the pink line. Again, we want to reduce the amount of points. So we've got 12,000. So let's try say 250. Yeah, that's probably too many. So we want to say try reduce the amount of points. So let's try say 400. Even 400's too many. So let's try we'll try 600. Yeah, 600's better. We don't need much of this track anyway. So once we're up here, we're going to press F2 again. Actually, we don't even need that much. So we're still sitting on top of that other line. Normally I turn that blue so it's a little bit, so really we only want that section there. So we'll press F2, which will split it. And now we've got the two different sections. Control E, come in here and fix up this just a little bit, make that intersection a bit nicer. So all we're keeping is just that one little section there. That's all we want from this whole thing. So we'll end editing, and so we've just got to find the track now, which will be that one, and we just want to delete it. Press delete again. You can check it before you delete it. Yep, we're going to throw all that data away, and we're just left with this data in here. Come in here, go Control E. We'll just fix up this just a little bit. Go Control E again, and there we have it. and it's how you start building your track logs, and then you can save these out as laps. So this one here's got a few laps, so you can save. So we go in here, save lap as, and then you can call it you could call this say lap 2, and keep going on like that. So you find this lap here, which is the next section, go save lap as, call this one 3, and so on and so on. And the last one to that one is save lap as, we're going to call that so let's say 4. Yeah, and they're all done, so we can turn all this one off. And so we've just got that little section there, that was from day 1. Turn that one off, and all we're going to do is save this, call that lap 5. Alright, so now sure. So now when we go back into it, we should have lap 1, lap 2, lap 3, lap 4, and lap 5. Okay, if I join these all together, if I unify these, yeah, it's gonna create a so I unify these by time, that's fine. Want to unify tracks, unify, yeah, unify by time, that's fine. We want to save these unified as laps, so that's all one file now. We can go in here, we'll set our thickness to say 6. We'll change that to blue. I normally do this back a level. I normally change this to the blue right at the very beginning. I've just done it in the colors here, and I normally change the track width to something I can see very definedly on the map. But that's basically the end product of what you get to see.